You can only use a squared plus b squared equals c squared for right triangles only. Okay, and with that we can jump back into our puzzle. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in again and come up over here. So I have a 3 and a 4, and it's a right triangle. So as I said before, we can go ahead and put in a 5, and we don't have to do any other calculations. I think what I'm going to do is erase some of this stuff to just clear up some of the clutter. If you want, you can always rewind to see where all the angles were, but I think I'm going to just do the side lengths for right now. I will go ahead and keep this right angle in though. So we have our 3, 4, 5 triangle. Next, I'm going to look at this green part. So because of corresponding angles, I can say that this is also a right triangle. I note that 12 is equivalent to 3 times 4. 4 plus 12 equals 16. Which is equal to 4 times 4. So I know that this entire hypotenuse is going to be 5 times 4, which equals 20. But I already have 5 right here, so I need to subtract 5 to get 15. So this length from here to here is 15. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Okay. Clear some of this up. Great. I'm going to give you one more second to copy this down if you need it. Otherwise, I'm going to erase it and redraw some stuff. Now I want to look at this red triangle. I will have to look down below at this rectangle right here. So I know that this side is 18, and because all 4 of its angles are right angles, I know that this side length is also 18. So, back to my triangle, I have this side length of 10 plus 15 plus 5, which equals 30, and this length of 18. So I have 30 and 18, and I'm looking for x. Here, I can't use my 3, 4, 5 rule, so I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem to get x squared plus 18 squared equals 30 squared. So simplifying that, we get x squared equals 900 minus 324, which is equal to 576. The square root of 576 is equal to 24, so x equals 24. But x represents the entire length. We're only looking for this small part right here. So we need to say 24 minus 12, which is 12, and then minus 4, which is 8. So this side length from here to here is 8. So to go through that one more time, I looked down below and I saw that this was a rectangle right here to get my side length of 18. Then I added up 10, 15, and 5 to find my hypotenuse of 30. I redrew it over here to make it a little easier to see. I then used the Pythagorean theorem to say x squared plus 18 squared equals 30 squared. I simplified that to 900 minus 324 equals x squared. So x squared equaled 576, which is 24 squared. Therefore, the entire side length was 24. I already had 12 and 4, so I've subtracted those off to get 8. And that's how I found this side right here. Okay. With that, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and we'll move on to the next part. This was 5, this was 15, and this was 8. So now I can take a look at this black triangle. From corresponding angles, I know that I'm still working with the right triangle. So I can say 8 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared, or c is my hypotenuse. 8 squared is 64, 12 squared is 144, 64 plus 144 is equal to 208, and if you plug this into your calculator and square root it, you'll get that c is about 14.4, I believe. 14.4. So again, I used a squared plus b squared equals c squared there. Alright, what other side lengths do we need? Let's go back to blue. I'm going to look at this big triangle right here. So as before, I have a right angle here because of the corresponding angles. I know that this side is 36 and this side is 20. So let's redraw this off to the side. 36 and 20. I'll call this side y. So I know that 20 squared plus y squared equals 36 squared. Okay, so y squared is equal to 1,296 minus 400. Y squared equals 896. So y is approximately 896. It's about 30. But don't be too hasty. We said that this entire side length is 30. Don't forget that we have this 3 right here. So if we want this section, we want to do 30 minus 3, which is 27. So again, I used a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 36 squared is 1,296, and I subtracted 20 squared, which is 400. 1,296 minus 400 is 896, and the square root of 896 is approximately 30. I then said that 30 minus 3 is 27. I guess we can work on this triangle now. So again, we have this rectangle. I know that this side is 12, so it must be the case that this side is also 12. So 9 is the same thing as 3 times 3. 12 is the same thing as 4 times 3. Therefore, I know I have a 3, 4, 5 triangle, since this must be 90 degrees. So this must be 5 times 3, or 15. That one was a little bit easier. Just clearing things up. Okay. And then we said before that this was 18 here. finally, the last one is going to take a little bit of creativity. So I'm going to create my own rectangle. So I'm going to say, let's do that this right here is a new rectangle. So I'm going to make this 90 degrees. So if this side is 12, it must be the case that this side is also 12. And by doing that, I am creating another triangle. And I know we erased it, but it still holds that this angle right here is 33.7, and this angle up here is 53.3, or 56.3, sorry. So I have a right triangle whose angles are 56.3, 33.7, and 90. Now, if I scroll down, I can also see that over here I had 33.7 and 56.3. So I have three angles that are congruent to each other, so I know that these two triangles are similar. I now need to set up a common ratio. So I look at corresponding sides. 12 times what equals 12? 1. So no matter what the side is, I just multiply it by 1, and that's what it is over here. So for this triangle, the hypotenuse is 21.6. 21.6 times 1 is still 21.6. Okay, so that's how I found this side length, by comparing this triangle to this triangle. I think that, oh, are we on our second to last? No, we already solved this one. It was 27. All right, we're on our last side length. We're almost done. So we have a right triangle. This side is 12, the hypotenuse is 26, and we want to find B. So we can say 12 squared plus B squared equals 21.6 squared. So B squared is equal to 466.56 minus 144. That's going to equal 322.56. The square root of that is about 18. So again, to find that length, we said 12 squared plus B squared equals 21.6 squared. 21.6 squared is 466.56 minus, and then 12 squared is 144. That was 322.56. I then took the square root and approximated it to 18. And with that, we have found all of our angles and all of our sides. There's a few more questions for you to do on the next page, but they shouldn't take you too long. And yeah, I think that's it. Bye!
Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really hope that helped. I'm still trying to figure out how to put up the homework solutions for yesterday's video. It's not really letting me put in a Word document, but I promise you I will let you know as soon as I figure it out. Alright, thank you so much for a penultimate day at work. It was absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye!